Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another art journal page. I am having a great time doing these. Here's my inspiration, believe it or not. This is a new set of bed sheets that I got, and it had the coolest colors in it. It had tan, a light green, a dark green, and a blue. And I'm working in my Grumbacher In and Out art journal book. I just love the thickness of this paper, and I haven't done anything to the paper so far, so we're starting from scratch. And this art journal project has minimal supplies. It just has some paint, some tape, some brushes, a stamp, a little bit of my airbrush medium with acrylic ink, and a couple embellishments, a butterfly, a bee. Yeah, it's doesn't have very much stuff at all. So I'm trying to figure out how to do my background. And what I wanted to do is duplicate the stripes that are in the sheets that I got. Like I said, these sheets were so cool. When I opened the package, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to make this into a background. And I don't usually do stripes as a background, so it was kind of challenging to me. I'm going to get you all set up here, and I'm showing you how I got it started. So I'm using some titanium white acrylic paint, and I'm just using a cover to a jar that was dried up. I like to use that for palettes sometimes because they're very easy, disposable, and you get two uses out of them instead of just one. So I'm going to put down some white stripes to my background. And like I said, I'm using my Grumbacher In and Out mixed media book, and I'll try and link that below. Sometimes I have a problem with that link, and I don't understand why. It's from Dick Blick, I believe, and there should be no problem, but let me know if any of the links that I use don't work. People let me know in the comments or message me, and I so appreciate that because I want you to have that stuff for you, those items for you. And if they don't work, that's kind of discouraging. So, like I said, I'm just using some not archival, excuse me. I'm trying to do this video before I run off to work to edit it for you. I'm using some acrylic paint in titanium white is what I was trying to say. So I'm letting that dry a little bit, and as I'm doing that, I'm trying to decide where to put some of these other stripes. Now, I thought it would be fine if I did it a little freehand and maybe just use a piece of cardboard to use as my guide so I could get the stripes crisp and straight. Well, it wasn't working that well for me, and I ended up going with some mixed media tape, which is just like painter's tape, but I did put it on my skin or surface to put some stick down on it so it wasn't going to tear the back of my, tear the paper, tear a part of my project here. So I'm going to speed this process up. I left everything in for you, and I'll talk to you a little bit towards the end. I'm trying to work through these videos quickly for you so that you don't have to take so much time out of your day and you can get to creating. Okay, so enjoy the process and you'll see how it turns out, and I'll talk to you in a little bit, okay? Okay, you guys can see the process of how I did the background. Now I lost a little bit of my video here, and what I did with those black little stripes is I just used my airbrush medium with black acrylic paint, and I kind of went in some of those gaps where the lines did not meet up, and I thought that would be fine. I needed just a little black in the background anyways. Here I'm using my stencil, and it's called Tiles. It's by Stampers Anonymous. I'm putting down some of that titanium white paint, and then I'm putting the stencil over the top of the paint when it's wet, and I'm using a baby wipe and wiping through the stencil, and that gives this really, really cool stenciled pattern, and also quite a bit of texture also using that stencil, because you're pushing that paint up to the sides of the stencil, so it leaves a really neat pattern and texture. So I'm doing that. Of course, I'm going to let that dry, and I'm really liking how my background is turning out. Like I said, I didn't do much with stripes before, so I thought that this was kind of a fun challenge to do something out of the ordinary. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a frog in my throat today. So, yep, just finishing that up, and we'll go on to the stamping in just a short minute for you. All right, we're going to let that background dry really good. And now I'm going to pick out some supplies for some stamping. Here I'm using a gel press to use as a palette, and that is a 3x5, I think. And this beautiful stamp by Penny Black, and it's coneflowers, and I thought that appropriate for the time of year. You also can see that maroon stamp mat that I put underneath my project so that I had a good stamping surface. I'm using just a little brayer and some black acrylic paint, and I'm going to brayer the paint right onto the top of my stamp there. I'm going to use a stamp press, and that's by Dilutions. I'll try and find it and link it below for you as my surface for my rubber stamp to stick on, my cling stamp, excuse me. And I'm gently going over the stamp with my brayer. And again, I will leave all of this in for you. I'm just going to speed it up so that you can get the whole process, okay? Enjoy, and you'll really like how these beautiful flowers turn out on that background. I thought it turned out really, really cool. So I'll be back. So what did you think about that, huh? Wasn't that a really cool process? It's just amazing to me how you have really no idea what you're doing, and then all of a sudden, wham, you see something on your desk, or something inspires you that you're thinking of. And I've been thinking about my gardens a lot lately because I've been working in my garden so much and trying to spend a lot of time outside. And this is just what came to me. So I really, really like it. I'm going to pick out a couple of sentiments and also just a few little embellishments that I thought might go on the project. I picked out a little bee and I picked out a butterfly and then a few words out of my sentiment bucket. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to continue playing a little bit of music to you at the end and show you the photos that I took. And I hope you try this. I hope you try doing a striped background. And if you do and you want to show your striped background to our viewers, you could go to our Facebook group, which is Everything Paper and Glue, and make sure you answer the questions. And I'll let you in the group and you can see maybe a few different striped backgrounds for the art journal pages. I'm just trying to pick out which butterfly I wanted to use out of my stash, and I went with the cream color one because I thought it went with the cool browns and blues in the background of the piece. And I'm digging through my words here. I have a little bucket that I cut out of magazines and books and things, and I came up with Secret Garden. I thought that was really cool. I found a little bee, and I used some paint that's called Dragonfly Glaze by Folk Art on the wings to give it an extra special shimmer. Now, something I didn't do, and I will tell you about, I went around the words Secret Garden with my black Posca paint pen to give that a little definition. That is something that I thought it needed. And I'm just going to speed this up for you again and enjoy the process. And we will talk to you again soon with another art journal page or mixed media project in the very near future. Thanks so much for watching, commenting, subscribing, and I always get back to all of my comments. So if you want to say hi or anything like that, please feel free. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about my videos and about my projects. Appreciate it so much. Have a great week. We'll talk to you again soon.